Then this one, you have to travel to that location. Pros is the efforts to rewards are very high. Sometimes they've got a low minimum withdrawal threshold, and that's because the efforts to rewards are high. And most of the time, you can be able to withdraw after 1 or 2 jobs. The cons is obviously the need to travel to a specific location, also the unpredictability in terms of the frequency of the jobs that you can get. So this person that was able to make 10,000 rand a month, they were not guaranteed 10,000 rand a month. They went to the platform, found jobs that were worth 10,000 that they could complete, and they completed those jobs. And that's how basically it works. The jobs can also be rejected because this is something where there will be a person that checks the quality of your work. And if you didn't do it according to the specifications, the job can be rejected. And that time you have traveled to the location, you've spent money either on petrol or on taxi fare, or you walked. Some people do walk to these different locations and so forth. And it also does require data when you're completing it. Similar to the other ones, you're going to find this matrix. So I'm not going to go through each and every one of them. The only one that I think is important to note is that M4Gem has both an app and a website. Okay, here I said it's compatible with all devices, but the app only works on Android. So the app is only available on Android. But you can, if you want to complete jobs on an Apple phone, you can still use your Chrome. It will work. Okay, so you can definitely complete jobs, but just using their website. The availability is when can you do the job. Like with M4Gem, they will say maybe between 9 a.m. They will give you the time, but mostly between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Field agent is up until that store closes that you're working with. Chirp is up until the store closes. Healer and research will vary per project. Some projects they'll tell you you can work on holidays, on public holidays, and other times. Premise, yes, undetermined, because I haven't really worked that much with Premise, but a lot of people have done work with them, right? And then the minimum cash out threshold is $25 for M4Gem. Field agent is $50. Chirp, they haven't really said how much it is. I think you can withdraw as little as $10, right? Healer and research, sorry, it's not 286. I don't know how much their minimum withdrawal cash out threshold was, but when I made my 180 or 160, I was able to withdraw it, right? And then Premise, it's $5. Then with the first 4, you get paid directly into your bank account. It's only Premise where you get paid into PayPal. And the type of missions on M4Gem, you do things like auditing, data collection, vaccination, short-term projects, and so forth. Field agent, you'll do jobs like mystery shopper, customer X, as well as surveys. Chirp, you've got mystery shopper and surveys. Healer and research is auditing and mystery shopper. And then Premise will vary. Some of them might be mystery shopper as well. With these ones, majority of the time, there's no notification. So you need to check the app regularly, and you also need to check the app as you travel across the country, because some of them are region based. So with M4Gem, I think you're given up to a 50-kilometer radius where you can be able to complete the jobs within that specific area. And if you travel to maybe between Pretoria and Joburg, I think it's more than 50 kilometers. So if you're someone that does commute in those 2 cities, you can check what's happening the time you're in Pretoria, and also what's happening when you are in Joburg. With the 3 means you have mentioned now, are there any that are country specific? Which country are you from? You're from Lesotho. Okay. So yes. So M4Gem, I think, only works in Okay, M4Gem only works in South Africa, and then Field Agent only works in. So far, I've only seen it in South Africa and Namibia, and Chirp, I've seen it in Namibia and South Africa. And Healer Research, I think, accommodates more countries than that. There's over maybe 30 countries. Premise, I know it's in America and South Africa, but I'm not sure about Lesotho. Ritabile, I didn't know that you're not from South Africa. I do mention sometimes this masterclass is best suited for people that are South African, because I definitely know these things work in South Africa, but I can't say for sure that these ones will work for you in your country, right? But as I mentioned, that the first 3 might not work, but the last 2 might work. Do check them out, and I guess you'll let me know if they do work in Lesotho, so that if anyone else from Lesotho asks, then I can be able to have a better answer for them.
Hi,
Okay.
Malebu. Just a quick one.
Yes, Tabisa?
I heard you say that for these ones you mostly need to travel. So would they be suitable for someone who's working full time, or are there some that you can maybe do on weekends and things like that?
I actually preferred them when I was working full time versus part time versus now, right? The reason behind that is that I had a car when I was working full time. Now I don't have a car. I'll do them on weekends. So they were easy. Like during the week, maybe I'll do other things like surveys and games. And then on the weekends, I used to say weekends are for missions, right? So that was like my mini making money online slogan. So weekends are for missions because most of them you can do them on weekends. It's just that it's also first come, first serve. So if you see a mission around your area and someone sees it as well and they have the time, they can go and complete it before you. Does that answer your question, Tebiso?
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Malevo.
Sure, Viwe.
I just want to find out, man, from the traveling part. Can you
Mm-hmm.
be a bit specific about what is it that you do when you travel, just for me to understand? Like,
To understand. Okay. So the need to
yeah,
travel, I just mean that you can't do it from the comfort of your home, right? So you could be traveling next door to your house. It depends on what it is, right? Or where that thing is. So for M4Gem, it's an audit. You do auditing jobs. So M4Gem used to have a partnership with Heineken, where Heineken will basically get gig workers from M4Gem, meaning you and I who are trying to make money online. And we will audit things like taverns, um, liquor stores, restaurants, anything that has a liquor outlet, right? So when you go, okay, so as I was saying regarding the M4Gem jobs, so you'll be auditing those liquor outlets, right? So they tell you, okay, you'll see it on the app. You can grab the job from your house, which helps you to be able to get a guaranteed period to basically go and do this job. When you grab that job, it's no longer available to other people, but it's so important to grab a job that you know you can complete, because a lot of people will grab jobs and not complete them. So that works against you, and M4Gem might end up like blocking your account. You can still get it back, but it's not a good thing all in all, right? So you grab it from your house, you go to this place. Maybe it's like, as I said, it's within a 50-kilometer radius. Maybe it's 1 kilometer away from your house or 4 kilometers away from your house, and you go to this place in whatever method mode that you're gonna use. It could be that you walk to the place, you use a taxi, or if you have a car, you travel to the place, right? You drive to the place. Then when you get there, you audit this liquor outlet and you complete it according to the training. So M4Gem does provide training. It's the only one that provides training, and it's not a complicated thing. So that's why I said no skills required, because it's not going to be something that's complex. It's like filling a survey, but you're filling it in front of the store owner or whoever you're auditing, or whatever you're doing that is related to this task. Because it wasn't just auditing jobs, there were also um, counting jobs where you'll count certain things as to how they're placed in specific stores and so forth. Then once you've completed that specific task, you get paid 65 rands if it is approved according to the specification. So one of the two most important things with M4Gem was the picture quality and the location, right? You start and finish the job at that specific location, and you make sure that it's the right location. Because what happened with one of my friends, especially it was on field agent, is that we completed a job in the wrong like KFC, whereas it was supposed to be another KFC. So we didn't get paid for that because it was an incorrect location, right? So that's essentially how these missions work. Does that make sense, Viwe?
yeah, it makes perfect sense. Just one more question: is there a minimum amount, or you can make even more? Because I heard you mentioning that you get like 60 rands to complete that job. Can you make more than that, or Do they have like a minimum amount that you can make in order for you like to complete the job?
For auditing jobs, like it depends on the type of outlet. So there was some where you get 65, there were others where you get 80. So a bulk breaker, which is bigger than just a tavern, so they sell specific type of liquor or distribute specific type of liquor. They will you'll get $80 for that. And then if it was just a normal tavern or a restaurant, maybe it would be like $65. That's M for field agent would be between 160 and 450. Chip will be between $100 and $800. But the $800 are unicorn. You usually get the $100 one between 100 and $180 jobs. Helion research is between $25 and 180, 200 and some, sorry, 200 and something. Sometimes on Helion research, you get reimbursed for buying something. Then you also get paid for doing the job. So it's like you get paid for two things in a sense. So yeah, it depends on the platform. As I said, these are straightforward jobs, nothing complicated. It's just about going to a specific location and filling in answers.
All right, thank you so much. Just one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to find out, man. How is there maybe a minimum of jobs you can get a day, or you can grab
No,
anything
it
that
depends. Yes, it's up to you. So if you have the capacity to grab 10 jobs a day, that's what people on M4Gem do. When there are a lot of jobs in their area, they can grab between 10 to 15 jobs a day. And yeah, so if you have the capacity, you can do it. So you're not
Fine,
limited
thank
on the number of jobs, but I don't recommend doing it as a first timer. So don't grab a lot of jobs as a first timer because you still need to know that what you're doing is correct, right? Because what happens with a lot of people and they end up crying is that they grab a lot of jobs not knowing how to do the job properly, and it all gets rejected. And now you did 10 to 15 jobs that are all rejected.
thank you so much for the answers.
Any other questions, guys? Or we can move on to the fourth one. Fifth method is tasks. And the top 5 platforms that I recommend is Append, Rev.com, Fiverr, Cambly, and Livingston Research, right? So some of these platforms, it's very hard to get into, like Rev.com and Cambly. Livingston Research, I think, still takes people. And with these ones, they're definitely higher paying. They require more time to complete than the other ones. The application process sometimes does test your skills. And there are people that make up to 30,000 rands a month using these methods. I know with Rev.com and Cambly, there are people that are making those type of amounts, even Fiverr, because it's a freelancing platform, right? And then it makes use of you. Okay, what I recommend is for you to make use of your strength, right? So if you're someone that has good typing skills or grammatical skills or people skills or whatever skills that you have currently, try and find platforms that complement that and work on those platforms than trying to change yourself and fit yourself in a mold, because you're going to end up making the least amount on a platform that you can get the like a high amount, right? So like Rev.com, the lady that I once interviewed who was part of Rev.com, she could make 30K a month, but it's because she had good typing skills and grammatical skills, right? But for someone like me who makes so many grammatical errors, it would take me that 4 to 5 hours, which most people would complain about, to say, okay, a single job will take them 4 to 5 hours, whereas she does that job within 30 minutes. So if you have a specific skill, rather go with that skill and let that sort of shape the type of task you take versus trying to fit yourself in a mold. The pros is that it can definitely replace a 9 to 5 for some people, depending on how much money you're making in your 9 to 5. All age groups are allowed for some of them. Cambly, I know, does take some teenagers. Well, in America, anyways. I don't know if it's allowed in South Africa. I've seen a teenager from America saying they were working for Cambly. And then the pros is also that you get a flexible schedule as you are a subcontractor or a contractor. So it's not something like permanent employment, right? So even with Rev.com, you can decide, do I work on a Monday? Do I not work? it's up to you. You get paid for the work you put in. So if you don't put in any work that month, you get zero. If you put in work that month, you get something. It's that simple. The cons, as I mentioned, you might need to learn a skill, you might need to attain some certification, you might have to market your services if you are doing the freelancing thing. And these platforms are also very saturated due to the number of people who apply to work on them, right? Cambly hardly takes new teachers, but there are other teaching platforms. So you need to find platforms similar to these platforms if you want to work, if you want to do this method. So far, I've made about 10K from tasks, and I've done two things: a pen and teaching English online, right? I haven't done, as I mentioned, I haven't done rev.com, I haven't done Fiverr, I also haven't done Livingston Research, but I know these are reliable sites where you can still make money up to this day. Rev.com might take you some time for you to get accepted, but maybe try to have an application once or twice if you are interested in becoming what is called transcribed. With a pen, you might want to join what is called UHRS work. That will open up a lot more jobs than if you're just on the normal Appen platform. Any questions? The final one is an online business, right? So the first one is content creation, which is what I do. Then the second one is take a lot seller. The third one, online store. The fourth one is drop shipping or drop services. And the fifth one is virtual assistant. Okay. So an example of the digital outlet that you might need to use for content creation is social media, or the internet in general, not just social media. So you can create content even on a blog. So it doesn't necessarily have to be social media. And Take a lot seller, you need to sign up or create an account on Take a lot seller portal and be approved for certain things and all those things. And then online store, you can use Ecwid or Shopify. If you want to create an online store, drop shipping, you might need to use ads in order to be a successful, to have a successful drop shipping store, right? And then, but you also will need a drop shipping store, which is like an online store. Some of them, like they fit into each other in one form or the other. Then with virtual assistant, you might need to have like a presence of some sort on social media, um, or not necessarily social media presence per se, but I'd say engagement on social media. So you will go looking for Facebook groups that will have your potential customers. Then you start having cold calls, you start engaging with your potential customers, or you might even use social media presence in order to do this, or find platforms such as JobDuck, which no longer hire South Africans, that will have jobs such as a virtual assistant, right? The capital requirements for content creation is a bit low, but I think the more you want to basically make more out of this thing, you would need to invest. But just to start, it's low. And then take a lot seller, I'd say it's medium, because you do need certain things. You need to buy a product, you might need to ship if you're shipping. If it's local, you just need to travel to the place where you're buying your product or sourcing your products. You will need to pay the take a lot fees and so forth. So there are definitely some running costs there. So you can't just run this without any money. And then online store as well, drop shipping as well. And then virtual assistant, the more you learn about the business, you'll realize that if you are doing it independently, you will definitely need to invest money in it as well. So customers, your potential customers, when you're a content creator, is probably your audience. As a take a lot seller, you need to do good product research to know who your potential customers will be and what they want as well. An online store, you probably be using social media as well as drop shipping and virtual assistant. I think I'm realizing the mistakes I made there. And ease of operations, it can be easy with content creation. Take a lot seller, I would say intermediate. You need to attend all the webinars in order to understand what you are required to do in order to be a successful take a lot seller online store, you need to watch a lot of videos on how to successfully operate an online store, as well as for drop shipping and virtual assistant, right? So the earning rate with content creation, it starts off very slow. Uh, Take a lot seller can be medium, and yeah, it depends on what you're selling and how it's selling, right? And then online store can also start off slow. Drop shipping, it can be medium if it's selling. So these three that are in the middle, actually four. If things are selling, then it could be a medium earning rate that you get. But if they are not, then it can become very slow. And capacity of passive income. So with content creation, it's very high because you can do things like selling digital products. You can also do affiliate marketing, and you can get brand campaigns that pay you really, really well, and have maybe referral programs as a result of those brand campaigns that you're working in, and so forth. And then for take a lot seller, I'd say that it's medium, because you still need to operate it like a business. You still need to send stuff to take a lot. Maybe it can become passive if you do hire some people to do the work, but if not, then you will be the person that's doing all that work, right? And then running cost, yeah, and so forth. So that's it with in terms of this. In terms of the online businesses, I've done about 60K so far, and most of it is from content creation. So things like brand deals, as well as selling digital products. So yeah. Okay. Are there any questions regarding this method?
Just my level on content creation. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit more? I just want to understand what you mean by content creation. And
Okay.
then just the second question on the take a lot seller. So I see a lot of people on TikTok are speaking about how they make money from take a lot, and also
Mm-hmm.
drop shipping was something that I came across on take a lot. But
Yeah.
I just want to understand, like, how does it work? Do you have to literally identify a product that you are interested in selling and buy that product, and then once someone orders, then you deliver? How does it actually work?
Okay, so you asked, I think about three questions. So the first one about content creation, right? So when I say I'm a content creator, what I'm saying is that I create social media content where I'm putting out different things. So I can get paid by the platform I create on if there's payment on that platform. For example, I create videos on YouTube. I do get paid by YouTube because I've met certain criterias, right? So some of the videos that are on YouTube not some, all my videos on YouTube make me money, but then it's not that I make a lot of money. But there are people that are making, let's just say Mr. Beast is making over 1 million just creating YouTube videos. That's the first thing. So then the second thing from content creation is that you can create digital products. So currently this masterclass is a form of digital product. The fact that you're able to sell your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, is because of the fact that I do have a social media presence. If I didn't have a social media presence, you're not going to know anything about this and what I'm doing, right? So that's the second thing. Then the third thing is affiliate marketing. As a result of having a social media presence, you can also have some products that align with your brand to be able to basically work with you, and you make money from the affiliate marketing side of it, as well as brand campaigns. So brands can work with you. So I have like 4 brands that are currently working with me, paying me money to create content for them. So that's content creation. Does it make sense now in terms of content creation as a business?
Yeah, thank you.
So it does take time, because it took me about 3 years as a content creator to get to a point where I'm able to make money in these 4 different ways. So what I like about content creation is the ability of having multiple income streams, as well as multiple methods of, okay, multiple methods as income streams. Okay, multiple income streams, And also some of them are slightly a bit passive, right? So that video that's on YouTube right now, I don't have to do anything. It's just there. If people watch it, I get paid. Okay. And affiliate marketing as well. I created videos. If they convert a lot of people, then I will get paid by the brands that have those affiliate marketing things. And then right now with the brands that I'm working with, I've never approached a single brand to work with, but they've seen my work and they're interested in the work that I'm doing, to say, okay, you have the right audience, and you also have a trusted brand or reputation on social media. So we can work with you as a result of that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So Take a Lot seller, you sign up to become a Take a Lot seller. That's the first part. Then they will ask you to show them a product catalog, where you need to basically show them pictures of what you might be selling. This is not necessarily what you'll be selling, as well as the description of that item. Then once you're approved, because it meets the requirements of Take a Lot, which means most of the time it's a product that's not um, like a counterfeit product, one, and then two, it's not a branded product, right? So that'll be the two criteria that you need to meet, right? And then once you're approved, you can go and attend the webinars. Once you've attended all the webinars, then you can list your product on Take a Lot. If it's already existing, you just need to list as an additional seller of that same product. If it doesn't exist, then you basically are the one that uploads it onto the platform. But you learn all of this in your webinars and stuff. So I'm not going to go into the technicalities. Then how do you sell? Once your product is listed, customers can see it, but you need to be aware that you're competing with other sellers. So if you are uploading as another seller, you are competing with another person who's already selling this. If it's a new product, then it's just you maybe for a couple of days or weeks. Then after that, other sellers might sell the same product as you do. And you need to do thorough product research. Do people actually want what you want to sell? So for people, some people might know this that I hear. I've already mentioned that I've failed as a Take a Lot seller. I'm not saying it's a bad side hustle, but in my experience, what I did wrong was I chose the wrong product, right? So and how it came about in terms of choosing a wrong product is that I didn't do thorough product research. So thorough product research includes things like checking Google Trends, checking AliExpress as to what is being sold in that season, what's in season, and so forth. And yeah, so that'll be like maybe a separate session if anyone wants like a one-on-one on that. I don't go into the specifics of that in the session, but yeah, so that's what will be required, right? As a Take a Lot seller, the thorough product research. Then you will also be required to pay money for ads, right? Because to compete with others or to be the top listed product, you have to run ads continuously. And that's money from your pocket, and you determine how much you want to run ads for. And you need to make sure that everything that is in that product that you're selling, so the pricing of that product includes the pricing of sourcing it, the cost of selling it on Take a Lot, which includes the cost that Take a Lot charges you per product. So Take a Lot charges you per listing and per product. So by per listing, I mean you pay 460 just for listing on their platform, whether or not your product is selling, right? And then the second thing is, each and every time your product sells, there will be what is called fulfillment fees and success fees, right? So there's no solution behind that, right? Either you sell maybe a very small product, because fulfillment fees and success fees are based on the type of product that you're selling and how big it is. Because Take a Lot, like it's actually a logistic company versus an e-commerce platform. So Take a Lot doesn't sell anything. Everything that you're seeing on Take a Lot is being sold by someone else, right? Either us as resellers or big companies, big corporates that can basically sell their products through that e-commerce platform. So that's how Take a Lot actually works. So any other question before I go into too much technicalities and maybe lose you there about Take a Lot?
No, I'm sorted from my side.